Okay, so now we are going to do one of the ZedCTF network security challenges. So this challenge is called KRACK. So let me just give a little bit insight about this challenge. So first of all, if you are new to ZedCTF, just make sure you register your account, then you come on practice. So under practice, right now we are focused on a network security challenge. As I've said, it's called KRACK. So notice the name for this challenge is capital letters KRACK, which stands for Key Reinstallation Attack. So key reinstallation attack is an attack which is normally used to reinstall already known or vulnerable keys of WPA2. So it's an attack, or more like a dictionary attack, on WPA2 Wi-Fi passwords, so to say. So in this particular video, we'll understand on how we can crack a Wi-Fi password. So this challenge was already set up in a way that you have a handshake. So in WPA, we have a principle of a four-way handshake, which is used to communicate or exchange authentication and encryption keys. So in this particular case, we already have an handshake in this particular challenge, but I also demonstrate to how you can capture that particular handshake. Okay, so now let's follow the question. Your university CICT has set up a password on the school's Wi-Fi network. The top IT personnel captured a handshake and gave you so that you can test the encryption algorithm used. So let's see the first question. What's the name of the BSS ID and the ESS ID? Okay, so before we even go further, we need to make sure that we download the file. Okay, so let's try to download the file for this particular challenge. Okay, so this is the file for which we have. It's just called handshake-01. So I'll download it in my ZedCTF folder. So I just say save. So let's see if the file is already downloaded. So I'll come in my ZedCTF folder. Then we can see we have the handshake. Where is it? Handshake.101-101 cap. So what I can recommend you to do, there are a lot of processes actually to answer this challenge, but I'll just show you this method. So what we can do now is that we can try to list the files we have. Okay, so here we have handshake-01 cap. So for me to check the details about this pickup file or the cap file is I'll just say Aircrack, okay, Aircrack-ng, then the name of this file I'm targeting. So I'll press enter. So note that Aircrack-ng is the tool which is mostly used in cracking Wi-Fi passwords. So it's a more like a toolkit, a suit. It has a lot of tools inside, and we are going to see how we can use one of the tools. So from the challenge, you can see they are talking about the BSSID and the ESSID. Okay, so now let's go back here and we try to see the flag format for question number 1. So here we are given the flag format like that. So I'll just paste that. Then here we can see this looks like this here. It looks like this. So I'll copy this and then I'll replace it here. And then this format looks like our Wi-Fi name. So you can see that's that. And then again I'll copy, then I'll paste there. So that procedure, you can identify information about a particular pickup file or cap file you have. Okay, so since we've solved that first part, what we can do now, we'll go to question number 2, which says how many packets were captured. So if you look at our scan again, here we have the number of packets which we are captured, but you can also check this in Wireshark, but because we've already done that, we can just paste those particular number of packets which we are captured. So now this brings us to the last part of this particular challenge, which is cracking the actual Wi-Fi password. So what was the Wi-Fi password used? So here I'll show you two methods on how we can do this. I'll start with Join the Reaper. So if you are trying to use Join the Reaper, I recommend that you download a wait list. Okay, I recommend that you download a wait list. So I'm going to download this particular wait list on my repository for the cryptography tool, which is SOC analysis. So here I listed a command which can help you to download the wait list, which is this. So we'll just get this command, then what to do, would like to download this wait list. Oh, by the way, the wait list are already available even here in the same parrot. Okay, so this method I'm just showing you in a case whereby you want to use your own customized wait list. So in this case, I'll be downloading this wait list, which is locute.txt. Then I'm just renaming it to waitlist.txt. But again, you can access this wait list when just go in your system files. Then under system files, you can just go in user. Then user, you go in share. Then after you go in share, you need to find a folder which has wait lists. So let's go on wait list. Where's the W? It's supposed to be defined somewhere here. Wait lists. Okay, so inside this particular wait list, you can see also have locute.txt and these other wait lists. So if you don't want to do this particular method, you can simply drag that. So if you want, you can download your customized wait list. So let me just remove it, because I was just trying to show you how we can you can actually download that. So since here we have our wait lists, what I'll do, I'll just drag it in this particular folder. So I'll take this locute.txt, then I'll just rename it to waitlist.txt, waitlist.txt, such that we can remember the name. Okay, now if you are using Join the Reaper, would like to first change the format or the extension for this cap file to HCCAP file. So we just say Aircrack-ng, then we would like to specify the name of the file, then we say -j, then what file, what name would we like to give it. So for example, we can just maybe say Wi-Fi hash, maybe we call it Wi-Fi hash, then you press enter. So you can see with this command, you can also see the first particular information we had gathered, and also as the authenticator knows and the supplicant knows. So this is for the AP and this is for the client device. So we can also see the extensive authentication protocol overrun and the message integrity code and so on. So with this we have more information, but our interest was just to have this new file. Okay, this one, since at first we had this file, so we've converted it into this format. So when you are using Join the Reaper, there's a way on how you can first understand the format you're dealing with. So since this is HCCAP file, for us to get the hash for this particular file, because when decoding we use the hash, so what we do when reversing the password, we use the hash. So we need to capture the hash. We'll say HCCAP to join. Okay, so each and every extension when you're using John the Ripper, just get the extension name, then you say to and John. So HC cap to John, then what file we targeting? We are targeting the Wi-Fi cap. Then we need to pipe it to a particular file extension. For example, if you want, you can just say maybe WPA hash.txt, because the hash which will be extracted will be saved in this text file. So once I say ls, we can see that now we have this particular hash. So here you have your own free will. You can either use hashcat, you can use maybe my two-sock analysis to find the password for this hash. You can use cipher identifier, identify the hash type, then you can decode. But in this particular case, we use John the Ripper. So this is what to do now. Let me just list. We see the files we have. So when you are dealing with John, I can recommend that first of all, try to find the particular format you are dealing with. So in this particular case, let me just find out what format can be supported. Okay, so we can see, if we want to see the formats which are supported, we can just use -list formats. So let's just use that. So this will show us the list of formats. Now remember, here we are dealing with WPA, so we can just grab WPA, then we can see that okay, here we have WPA PSK, which is pre-shared key. So let's target that. So here what to do, we'll say John, the two we are using, then -- we'll say format. Okay, now that format is WPA PSK. Okay, now we need to specify the word list. So the word list which we are specifying is called word list.txt. So this word list.txt is the one which will be used to extract a particular hash, which is here. So now after doing that, we specify the file which we are given, which is WPA hash. Sorry for that. Let me just write it again. So we are saying John -- format, so which is equals to WPA PSK. Okay, then once we do that, we say -- word list, then our word list is equals to word list.txt. Then what's the name of the file? We have WPA hash.txt, which is having our hash. So once we run this command, we just need to wait for some time until it's cracked. So since I'm recording this video right now, I would like to pause it because I don't know how long it can take. Then once it's cracked, we can proceed. So I'll just pause the video. Yeah, okay. So after waiting for 6 minutes, now the Wi-Fi password has been cracked. So as you can see, the password is stone code 100. Then the SSID or the Wi-Fi name is KMU Wi-Fi. Okay, so since that is done, we can just go on our ZedCTF submission platform. Then for question 3, what was the Wi-Fi password used? We can just submit stone code 100. So now we can see that we've officially finished this crack challenge or write-up. So now here is one thing. Since here we've used John the Ripper, I said I can also demonstrate how we can use with another tool. So for me to demonstrate, let me first start this session as if we are trying to actually find to capture our own handshake. Okay, so what you can do if you want to capture our own handshake, is we can use a tool which is called the Aircrack-ng. So Aircrack-ng is just a tool which is part of the Aircrack-ng. So let me show you on how we can actually decode this particular, how we can capture the handshake and also try to hack a Wi-Fi password. So let's do that. Okay, so here again we just press enter. So the first step you'd like to do is actually select the interface, your Wi-Fi interface. So here we'll select option number 2. Okay, so that's our Wi-Fi interface. Then we'd like to put our interface in from managed mode, which is this normal mode whereby you can use internet, to monitor mode, so that we monitor the traffic and won't be able to use the internet. So I'll say 2. We put it in managed mode. So notice the symbol here. So the Wi-Fi here is just that I'm using internet right now. You cannot see it. Okay, so we want to capture a handshake. Okay, here I'm demonstrating on how you can actually hack a real password, Wi-Fi password from scratch. So I'd like to capture a handshake. Okay, so here you can see that we have handshake whatsoever to menu. So here we'll say option number 5. Then here we can capture. Okay, here we are interested in capturing the handshake, so you can go to option number 6. Then on option number 6 there, once we press enter, we are going to see a list of available passwords. So in this particular case, let's say we are targeting maybe KMU guest Wi-Fi. Here you just try to close. So just close this. Then once you close, a list of this particular available Wi-Fi's will come. Then if you are targeting maybe this guest Wi-Fi, you can just select option number 2. So once you do that, you can see that it has been selected and it's using WPA2, okay, Wi-Fi protected access 2, which is vulnerable to the KRACK attack, which I'm from demonstrating. Okay, so once you do this here, you need now to do the authentication reply attack. Okay, so you need to make sure that someone is really connected to this network for this to be a success. So let me just make sure that on my phone I connect to this guest Wi-Fi such that it's successful. So when we try to do the authentication, so this the authentication, we're going to send some packets to this particular to the connected Wi-Fi's, and anything which will reconnect again will capture the handshake. Now let me just do this. I want to connect on my phone. Just a minute, let me enter the password. Okay, let me now try to connect. Okay, I'm connected. So here I'll say 2 to authenticate. So the number of packets you want to send, maybe I would like to send 50. Then once you press continue, it will start sending the authentication. So here I'm authenticated. I would like to connect again. Okay, so because of the packets I'm unable to connect. Okay, now I'm connected. So you can see it's telling me congratulations, I've managed to actually capture that handshake. Now where am I trying to save this particular handshake? So in a case where I'm just trying to save this handshake on this particular folder, maybe I would like to save it in this particular folder. Let me just say this folder, which is cybersecurity. I'll just drag this folder, meaning it will be saved in this folder. Okay, then here they're telling me that it has been successfully saved as handshake -01.cap. So once we do that, we can confirm. So you can see that this is the handshake which I'm from capturing. Then here the one which I had was this one. So with this method, we can see that that's how you can capture the handshake. Now, how can you decode that captured handshake? Because the password which is here, maybe it can take time to decode for this KMU Wi-Fi. So here, let me just try to decode the password, the Wi-Fi password for that challenge. So what we do, would like to go back home, okay, to return on the main menu. So say 0. Then once we do that, we will use offline WPOW PA2 decrypt menu, which is option number 6, because we already have the handshake. Then once we do that, we'll go on personal. So enterprise, we are not using enterprise, so we are using personal. So I'll go on 1. Then here we can choose this Aircrack with a dictionary attack, so against file. So I can go to option number 1. Then it's telling me that do I want to use that same one here which I've captured. So because I don't want to use that one, I'll say no. But if that's the one, you can just say yes. So here we put the path where our file want to decrypt is. So this is the file for the CTF. So that's the file. We just press enter. And then now it's telling us to say we need to enter the path of the dictionary file. So let's assume we are using this dictionary. I'll just enter that path for the dictionary file. Then I'll press enter. Then it will start decoding. Okay. So we'll find that particular password again. So let me just pause the video. Then once it's decrypted, I'll show you. Okay, so now we can see that this one has took about 13 minutes to finish. So we found the key, which is tone code 100, and at least here we can see the master key, the transient key, and the extensive authentication protocol VLAN, and it's HMAC, the message authentication code. Yeah, so basically this is how you can do that. But the good part about this is that you can also save the decrypted password if you want. Yeah, so that's it for this particular video. Otherwise, I'm sure I'll prepare a particular video full set when it comes to Wi-Fi hacking. So if you enjoyed, make sure that you stay tuned. So as I've said, this particular interface was put in managed mode. So to turn back on your Wi-Fi, if you're having issues, you can just type systemctl, then just say restart network manager. Restart network manager. So once you just say systemctl restart network manager, your internet will be up. Or if you want, you can just run back Aircrack-ng, and this time around don't put it in managed mode or in monitor mode, but managed mode. So that's it. Otherwise, I hope that you will register for ZedCTF and you top the charts. So we can see that currently our leaderboard, we have Ventry, Katioka, Miriam, which are our top players, followed by these other players, and we are currently having a live event. If you want, you can register for this event, Dax 2025 exit. There are 3 challenges available, and up to now no one has managed to solve these ones. Maybe they're just that hard. Maybe you can do them. Register to a platform and stand the chance, if you're in Zambia, to win a 50 kwacha for this particular competition. Otherwise, thank you.